Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to R.Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. J, and in this video I will be talking about the information that came out from El Español in Spain, where they claim that the only thing Kylian Mbappe has to do in the next few weeks, it's a public signal so Real Madrid can go ahead, make the call to PSG and say, hey, this player wants to play for us, so let's sit down and let's start a negotiation, conversation, let's start a talk or whatever you want to call it, but we have to do something about that because Mbappe wants to play in our team. But in order for us to do that, we need that Kylian Mbappe goes out to public and say, hey, I want to play in Real Madrid, I want to leave PSG or whatever. I mean, something that we understand that he wants to play for us, so we can go ahead and have an excuse for PSG to sit down with us and then start a negotiation. You know what I'm saying? It's the same situation we had in 2013 with Gareth Bale. I mean, Daniel Levy, the president of Tottenham, didn't want to sell Gareth Bale, and he was pushing hard in order to avoid a sale of Gareth Bale, and then Gareth Bale went out to public and say, hey, I want to leave Tottenham, I want to play for Real Madrid. In that way, but even it was worse because Gareth Bale, I'm remembering right now, Gareth Bale didn't show up in any single practice as of that day and forced to Daniel Levy to sell him in the last day of the market. It was the last day of the market. So it was, let me tell you something, Daniel Levy was as hard as Al-Khelaifi with Kylian Mbappe. It was not easier. It was actually more difficult, but he finally had to sell Gareth Bale because he was becoming a rebel. He was not showing up in the practices, he was not showing up in the training ground, and that is going to happen with Kylian Mbappe. If he is unable to leave PSG, from my understanding, what he's going to do is to become a rebel and not show up in the practice, not show up in the training ground and things like that. And of course, that is something that is not really worth it for PSG, Al-Khelaifi, and I think that he understands the situation. So I don't know, let's see what happens, but of course, the only thing we need for us to go ahead and sign Kylian Mbappe is a public signal from the player. So now let me know your thoughts about that, just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe my channel, R.Madrid Hub.